And we're back. This time around, or this morning, we are going to I don't think I need to. I mean, I could get some information from these people too, but I'll stay focused. So, what we could do is mess around a little bit. And where the hell am I? Yeah, they look pretty sort of pagan. Ottilia's house. How on earth did I end up over here? I have no idea what just happened. But I'll go over and meet Ottilia now, because if I actually that's not the best idea when it comes to timing, but now that I'm here, I might never find this place again because I don't know how I got here, so we're just going to go in. And we're going to go talk to her, and I wanted to go to the Abbey quick to find, the murder weapon, be the first there to sort of see what has been cleaned up and stuff. Well, I isn't the late Baron's new best friend. Morning. Good to see you in such a happy mood. City boy, you think you're so clever? What do you want? You must be bothering me for something. I wanted to ask you some questions about Lawrence Rothvogel's murder. We never really talked. I thought it was time to get acquainted. No one wants to talk to a surly old widow out of the goodness of their hearts. I know your type. You want something from me. What is it, boy? Spit it out. Can a young man come to entertain an old widow out of simple Christian charity? If you insist. I was hoping you could answer some questions about Baron Rothvogel's death. Not the first time Perchta answered my call. Want to know what I think? I'm glad he's dead. I hope whoever killed him gets the abbot next. Maybe burns that entire abbey to the ground. So I'm just looking. There's a missing thingy from the wall. She's doing some cleanup, but we'll figure that out. Two of them missing. And that's all I have to say about that. What did the Baron do to earn your ire? I mean, probably not. Nothing. It doesn't take much to make her angry, because she's angry at me too. The life of an innocent man is at stake. One of the elderly brothers. Can't you spare me a few minutes? I think this one, I'm not sure if she's going to care, but we'll see. I think I care about what happens to some old monk. Idiot. Kill them all, see if I care. Every agent of the church should die. Holy shit. Shouldn't talk about the church like that. You could bring inquisitors down to Tassing. Where's this anger coming from? Can I help you with something? No. Well, maybe. Don't suppose those skinny arms of yours can hold more than a paintbrush? I'm not so strong as Otto, but I can lift things and reach high places if that's what you need. Hold on, are you asking me to do your chores? I think she's asking me to nail some stuff on the wall. Not often someone offers to help out old Ottilia. Fine, you do something for me. Maybe it'll jog my memory. But it's going to take a while. Lots of things been building up. Things I'm too old to do. You got some place to be? Always got time for you, Ottilia. I actually do. So, I'll be back later. Sure you will. That's what they always say. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. I'm very adept at opening and closing doors. So I took a wrong turn somewhere, but it ended up being sort of the right turn. Franz, Brigitte, oh, that's the daughter and you can get their name. Thomas? God be with you, Andreas. As with you, Mr. Thomas, man. And I'll probably should run because I'm running late again. Hello, Mr. Till. And I don't know. I've got so much planned now. I really shouldn't do. I mean, like, well, I don't know. Because I feel like if I don't go to work, then I'm gonna start losing access to the church and everything. But we're gonna find... I shouldn't run in church. Rudiger. I'm here now, so if I just have a little look around, I'll talk to Matthew if he has something for me, but I doubt it. God bless you, Andrews. Old Bailey. Let's go to the crypt. The foundations of the abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land, not long after the death of Christ. These tomb markers go back centuries, all the way to the founding of the abbey. No, this is old. Abbot Dietrich from the height of Cursaw's power in the 14th century. Those days have long passed. So this is what we're looking for. A lovely relief to the Virgin and Child. Shame it's hidden down here. Indeed. Let me bump her, he's got the key. That was it. Now what? Enter the library. So, first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to freeze time and then have a look at this. Now, I don't remember where he died, but it wasn't in the church, it wasn't in the scriptorium, and I think it was around here. I remember coming in here and then it wasn't in the garden, it was like in a hallway, courtyard, so it might have been back here. So, the murderer, depending on where he came from, so I would imagine the Baron came from this direction, because he fell down on his face, facing west. So there is not much reason for him to wander in here, then turn around, and then fall down, unless he went like a wrong way or something. But he's confused. He's been hit in the head with a fatal wound, so I would imagine that he came from inside the abbey. Now, that means the murderer had to be inside the abbey to do that. The sisters may be in the library right now. I need to wait until Compline. I was thinking about that as well, like if he's going to walk in and get caught, but you can always have a little peek. But that's how they get there. I'm going to have a little look in the tower. These are the bells that were pulled. It looks like there's blood on them, but it is not blood. It is just, it's not even rust, I don't think. It's the coloring. The ropes probably go down. The mechanism can be pulled from quite far, I would imagine. I would love to see the place where all this happened. The apple trees have only started to bloom. It will be months before they bear fruit. The cloister. So this is where it sort of happened. Refectory? No, this is the dinner areas. It was right around here. I think I went up from here. Aquarium. Church. And we're back here. I'm just gonna walk around just a little bit because I really do want to. Andreas, I'm sorry what is happening with or to brother Piero. Just that was the wrongest way to read one single sentence. I do not know him well, but I find it hard to believe he could have killed the Baron. He didn't. I'm going to figure out who did. Do you have any idea who might have done it? Did you see anything? Sadly, no. Most mornings I spend my time reading in the courtyard, but the rain made that impossible. And although the brothers are friendly, I do not know them well enough to speculate. I am sorry. I know it might be far from your mind, but have you considered my offer to eat with you and the townspeople? The gospel says that man cannot live on bread alone, but from time to time a little bread is required. I need to continue looking into the Baron's murder, perhaps later. Of course, I understand. God give you health. Until then... So is there... It's kitchen cellar... I'm not seeing anything too suspect around here. Mr. Polish man. Large garden. Oh, animal pens. There's so much I haven't seen yet. I wonder what recipes the brothers have for peas. I'm allergic to peas. Chapter house. What on earth was that noise? The Dance of Death mural. Father Matthias had it painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. So here we go. This reminds me of... I've never actually looked into it, but a painting that's pretty famous around these parts, and... I sort of always, because it was so famous, I always assumed that it was an original idea, but the longer I live, the more I'm starting to notice that original ideas pretty much come from madness alone, and then people copy it. So here we go. We're at least getting somewhere. This bloodstain is awful. It must have been left by the Baron before he died. But how? Now, I don't know what these are. Yes. I don't know what these are. But... they don't look like anything that you can sort of hide behind. I don't remember the exact place they found him, but I think it was pretty much here in the center, because I remember the painting being probably fully exposed or shown in the everything. So if he was hit here, someone swung at him real hard in the head. And then he walked here. And then he fell this way, which is weird. But it's not, impossible that this happened. But There's no one else has been bleeding. If he was hit from here, he then walked this way and then fell this way, because I think he was on his stomach. If he was on his back, then he was hit from here, he walked this way, and then he fell on his back. Let me just look at the map real quick so that I know. This is the chapter house, so it happened here. The abbot house is right here. So the abbot was the only one sort of looking around here. The animal pens, the abattoir, I don't know what that is, the cemetery. The way to the crypt is very long. But can we, if we head here to the cloister, so it's right here. So I remembered it was here, but it was actually here. And the infirmary is right here. There's so many places. St. Luke, the patron of healers. Most of these medicines were made by Agnes Steineier. And the rest say, with some help from Sister Gertrude. I'll talk to him and see what happened with douchebag. God bless you, Andreas. Okay, so he's not going to tell me anything. He ain't the gossiping kind. But we're getting very late from work. But I should also hear what they're saying. But this is such a central location here that it's not really giving us much. But I should get to work, I think. Is there anyone I really want to talk to? Not really. Ferenc. He's in the scriptorium, I think. Adoc. And you as well. Okay, so now, since we don't have to... We don't have to do anything, it seems. No one's here to order us around. Let's have a little look here. Ex Libris. Georgios. I wonder what Prior Ferenc was doing with this book. From the library of the University of Five Churches, the Hungarians call it Bex. That's where Ferenc is from. Doctor of Theology, Georg of Gran. Did Ferenc steal this? What? A friend of his? Is this in... No. It looks like a normal book. That looks corrected. This looks smudgy. And can we change the... A text on astronomy, it looks like. I'm not familiar with it. Sloppy book hand. Couldn't have been produced by an abbey of note. Bastard script. Burgundian, Flemish, not from here, and not recently. Yeah, I was looking at it because it doesn't look Latin to me, but then it does have like Latin words, and it I think I heard Hungarian being spoken today or something, and it was, well, sort of off topic, but it was so weird because I usually, you can, like any language in the world, I think most people can sort of guesstimate where it's from. But that language was so weird, man. First I was like, is she speaking Ukrainian? Because there's a lot of Ukrainian refugees around. And I was like, no fucking way. But sort of, but not quite. Then I was like, Hungarian. How often have I heard Hungarian? And I was like, not that often. So it could be that. But then it started sounding sort of like very northern, like Inuit northern. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't ask her. I should have. But yeah, it looks like it's not Latin. I mean, let's see now. So he was really quick in writing down what he was writing down, but then again, it could be like just, you know, that we don't watch him write stuff for a long time, or, you know, for a long duration of time. But I can't tell what this says, but it's definitely Frank's handwriting between the lines and in the margins. It looks like it might be Hungarian. Is he notating the text for the university in PEX? Is he notating the text for his personal use? Is he notating the text for the benefit of future readers? Because he was sort of being fishy about it. But then again, you know, he was looking at another book and then adding stuff to it. In any case, it's a thorough commentary. So these are the signs for like horoscopes and stuff. I don't know much about them, although this I think is Virgo, and that's it. So it doesn't really tell us much. What is this? It looks scribbled, not like Ferenc to be so sloppy. And he didn't even blot the ink dry. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, all astrological symbols. What's written below? Maybe I should have learned Greek at some point. I can't make any sense of this. So I don't read Greek either, although like once you get started, sort of, it is much like Cyrillic in many ways, but it has different letters for long vowels, I think, at least O's, and then you have capital letters and small letters, which are fairly different. I suppose I'll figure it out in due time, but I'll copy this all down to reference later. Probably good. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it would make sense that Virgo is there as the 9th. Or does it make sense? I guess it does. All right. So we're sort of getting nothing, but at least we know nobody's bothering us today. I really don't want to talk to Gay here, but I'll yeah, whatever, dude. And I can't knock on that door, so I could go and work with the old lady, and could work with the old lady and get her to tell me things, but I feel like it's going to be circumstantial, and I don't think she directly killed him anyway. For some reason, the only one that I can really sort of think killed him was the stonemason right now, but you know, there's no evidence of that happening Everything's extremely circumstantial, which is a hammer, a strong blow to the back of the head in a relatively familiar place, and that's it. So we're gonna go over to, and I didn't recall, or I didn't memorize where I actually came from with. Because when I came from the cabin of Ottilia, I think her name is. But it was probably not there. But I feel like I'm not getting anywhere, which it sucks. I think this one, yes, here we go. Excuse me. Oh, I should talk to her just briefly. I would wish you a good day, Andreas, but I fear that would be a lie. Baron Rothvogel was murdered at the Abbey. Have you heard? Has something happened? Martin's gone missing. Kat is beside herself. I saw him fleeing the Abbey Thursday morning, right after Baron Rothvogel was murdered. I'm sorry to hear it. Do you know where he's gone? Because, man, it's like when you take breaks with complex games like this, or stories like this, then I forget exactly what happened and where. But, I mean, this could be just in jest. I don't recall this exactly, but do you know where he's gone? I'm sorry, I don't know. Kat might know. He speaks more to her than he does to me, even though I'm his wife. I'm sorry, they've always been close. They've had to be to endure Franz. How did you know? I can see his look. You haven't said a word about him. That absence is telling in its own way. Franz is a difficult man and very hard on Martin. It's made him difficult too. What is that in red? So difficult that he could commit murder? No. There's a storm cloud over Martin, but it rains only on him. He would never hurt someone. I can't imagine it. What are you talking about? It's nothing. An idle question. I'm sorry to have disturbed you. Oh, did I miss something there? I should probably get back to my chores. Franz will be angry if he sees me shirking. I'm talking to an unmarried man. Of course, God willing, Martin will come home soon. He will. I must trust in Providence. Be well, Andreas. Be well, Bridget. I don't want to talk to Franz right now. Let's go have a little look. There's nothing there. Fine. I want to go talk to her, and I'll do her little chores. Back again, Arya. You want to talk? Help me around the home, and I'll consider it. The work's going to take a few hours, you know. I don't want to hear any whining. Lead the way. There was nobody working in the Abbey anyway, so they're not going to miss me. Been needing to collect some firewood, but I haven't been able to muster the energy. Let's gather some sticks then. Do you often have a difficult time gathering wood? I'm an old woman, everything's difficult. And no one's around to help me, not since my husband died. So stop yammering and get to work. This light won't last forever. Give me the stick. Thank you very much. And not to sound coarse, but I think this is called a faggot. The bundle of sticks on your back. How far can I go? there's sticks. Can you even... But you can't even cut branches off. There are trees Otto's been felling for the abbot. Yes, I noticed. And I'm not going to steal them. Break off that branch there, the big one. That's technically poaching, Attilia. These trees belong to the abbot. I can't risk being caught stealing from him. I know Attilia feels she's been wronged by the abbey, but the wood does still belong to the abbot. If we're caught stealing it, my investigation into Lauren's murder could be in jeopardy. If the abbot finds out I helped Attilia steal from him, he could make finishing my masterpiece difficult. I mean, just this. I need to... But if I refuse to help Attilia, she might not tell me what happened between her and Lawrence to make her hate him so. The way she yelled at him the day he arrived, it must have been serious, but serious enough to kill him? Perhaps I can make her see reason. These trees belong to the abbot. I can't risk it. This is our forest. Okay, so we're getting to the sort of root of it. The people of Tassing were here before the abbey was. This forest is ours. Just because some piece of paper somewhere says that this land belongs to the church, we can't use it. The people who care for it. Fuck the church. Fuck the abbey. This land is ours. And them all to hell. I'm not about to get in trouble with the abbot just so you can have your petty revenge. I mean, I can carry, more sticks. Just give me a few minutes and I'll get, sticks worthy of the branch. I need his cooperation to find out who killed Baron Rothvogel. He allows me to use the scriptorium to work on my masterpiece. I'm not about to put my life's work in jeopardy for you. I'll just say this, but life's work. You're hardly more than a boy. What do you know of life? I don't know of work. I'm picking sticks for you, goddammit, I know. But we're not yet through with our chores, so I'll say no more. I think you can, trap animals, but I'm not sure. And that's not poaching. Here's your bundle of sticks, milady. I can't use all these sticks. They're too big. You need to break them down for me. For common lady, you certainly have the... What? The mien of nobleman? Sure, break the sticks. Got it. I need the right side. Right size? I need the right side at a certain length. So break them and forget the leftover scrap. Where should I break them? I'll know when I see it. Now get snapping, boy. So... break... This one is too big. You need a club, you buffoon. It's too big, you're not listening at all. Come on, man. Split him halfway then? That was... So halfway then. Better be. I'm eyeballing it, but probably could just use some measure. It's always a backhanded compliment. Now come help me back at the house. What if there's a cold snap? I mean, let's go. It's hang up some stuff. I have some mementos from Ranig here. They've gone crooked and I can't reach. Could you hang them for me, Andreas? Easy enough. I suppose. I promised to do you the favor of talking about your precious Baron, didn't I? So no grumbling. I promised to do you the favor. Did I read that right? And please, be careful with my pictures. Some are very fragile. Oh, shit. I would hate to lose them to your carelessness. Fragile. I'm trying my best. This is a really cool picture. Turn them. Why is it not turning properly? You can hand those papers on the table. I can't reach. I wonder what they are. There you go, that looks alright. I know. Thank you for hanging those. Just one thing. Remove the cross. Oh, god damn. What? No, I won't. Are you sure about that? Don't gainsay me, boy. Yeah, I'll remove the cross. What Attilia is asking me to do is sacrilegious. She could be forced to face a church inquisitor if someone found out. I might as well simply for aiding her. It's a worn old cross, and it graced the home she shared with her husband. If I destroy it, she might regret it later. That would not speak well to my character, or Attilia's, when the Archdeacon comes to hear the case against Piero. Well, it's not like anybody's going to find out. If she's going to say that I took it, I'll just say, no, I didn't. I won't be able to help Piero if my reputation is poor. But if I anger her, I might miss out on information about Lawrence's death. I mean, there's nobody here, so perhaps I could convince her to put it somewhere out of sight so it won't torment her. That might be enough. What do you plan to do with the cross? Destroy it, of course. The church never did anything for me and took nearly all I had. Why should I be made to venerate it? God is more than the church. If you deny the cross, you deny Christ. Maybe I do deny Christ. What's it to you? Perhaps I could just move the cross where you can't see it. Ah, fine, whatever. Stop second-guessing everything I say. Just do it. Fine. What is this? I'm assuming she didn't mean for me to hang this note. Ooh. Remember your husband, the pain he carried like Job. The red bird flies. Connection? Yes. Murder? Not yet. Where did this note come from, Attilia? No idea. I found it on the table the night before Rothvogel died. On your table? I can barely read it. The writing's too fancy. Keep it if you want. It means nothing to me. Found it on her table. Oh, I was like, why can't I move? But it was my finger. Now tell me, Attilia. Oh, one last thing. Alright, fine. A legal document. I need you to read it. The words are too small for my old eyes, and my reading is not so good. My reading not good. I'm not an expert in Bavarian law, but I'll do my best. Good enough for me. Let me see here. It is very small. Oh, crap. It says... What does it say? Due to the recent death of Ranig Kemper, his lack of heirs to inherit, your inability to pay fees on the land, your property is forfeit to the church. Oh, shit. Can I read the... Is it the whole document here? Like, is there a timeline and stuff? I'm sorry to tell you. That monster. This is all the fault of Lawrence Rothvogel. If he were alive, I'd kill him myself. May he boil in hell for all eternity. Your hatred of the church. Did you know this would happen? I think it's time you told me what happened with the Baron. Ranig, my husband, he caught that Rothvogel devil riding through our property and told him rightly to leave. The Baron beat my Ranig for it. Beat him so savagely that he took a cane to walk. Holy shit. Even his breathing opined him. Never could breathe deep so long as he lived. Pained him. He wasn't long at all. Which wasn't long at all. That doesn't sound like the Lawrence I knew. Well, you didn't really know him. You met him. That Baron was the worst kind of man, careless and cruel. He knew he could beat my Ranig and suffer no consequences, so he did. We were not even so low as animals to him. We were furniture. And I knew after Ranig died, the church would try to take what little I had left. This document only confirms it. All because of Lawrence Rothvogel. You know, there's a pretty compelling reason for you to have killed him. I mean, it is. Well, won't bring back, the church is going to take the house. If the church goes down, the church won't take the house. I'll say yourself, you'd do it if you could. What's to say you haven't already? Finally, some honesty from you. This was the real purpose of your visit all along. I'm an old woman, Andreas. Even walking from my bed to the door pains me. How could I kill a man in his prime? And I agree. But since she's being so direct, I want to be direct with her and push her buttons a little bit. Not that it matters. I'm sure I'll take the blame for it anyway, just like I'm blamed for every runny nose and thrown horseshoe around her. People in town can't wait for me to die, and the Abbey vultures hate me for my contempt for them. None of it matters. I don't care what happens to me anymore. Thank you for your help, boy. You're the only one who's come calling since my Ranig passed. Well, shit. Get out, you fucker. I need to lie down. Of course. Sext. I should find someone to eat with. Alright, well that was interesting. So, in the next episode, we're going to find someone to eat with, and I'm not really getting anywhere, and I fear that I'm doing things wrong. I fear that I should have been doing a lot more about things and with things and everything, but we'll see what happens in the next episode.